Hello, this is Divine Sunshine, and I'm coming back on here again for my other pearls of wisdom. As I'll break it up. So I thank Brad for this video because I think about a comment that he had made about the divine masculines and them being narcissists or whatever like that, the runners rather, not the divine masculines, I'll put it that way. Being, he might have, being more so a narcissistic. Understand this, and I thought we had covered this, and when I had seen it, I was like, here's another reason why I need to come on here a little bit more often. Where we're talking about it, I came up with this, and I did this a trigger warning, as I told you all several times. When we're saying about karmics or the karma, all of us in some ways are karmics to somebody else, whether we like it or not. And even our twins have signed up to, for some of us, depending on what way you wanted to learn about being a human, you asked your twin to be your karmic. So I let that sit there and resonate, or marinate on you for that. I try to do a twist on both of them. Each one of us has within us a frequency that we, through other lifetimes, have learned how to operate and to relate to others through our connections. Some of us learn how to gain mastery of this. Some of us have not, and we continue on into other relationships, continuing on that frequency until we learn how to master it, and then we kill whatever that energy or that connection that we have. It will continue to show in a lot of people until we learn to either say, you know what, you don't have mastery or power over me at all. I think about that movie Ringfield. Watch that. That's with Nicolas Cage and some other guy that's named Nicholas too. It's interesting. They got two Nicholases, and I was like, how do they know the difference between the two of them on the set? But yeah, that's about the vampire, and a vampire that is a narcissist, and he's trying to break the codependency between both of them. So of course that would be a great example of that, because vampires they are immortal, and so they don't ever die. And so that's a great example of how over years and years of that same dynamic of the relationship just keeps on playing over and over and over again until, you know, like I watched in one, somebody posted on something else, and it was like, how do you break it? Well, you either decide that you're going to take the power back, like it said in the movie, which you should watch, or they get to the point that they're like, you know what, you decide up and do something different. So in doing that, that is where you change the whole ripple of time. So when you go back into and you have the same person from the other lifetime or whatever, it don't have to be lifetime. Sometimes it could be in relationships. You're like, why do I keep on this stick in this lifetime? And you have the same guy, and they keep on, a person in your life that you're dating. You're like, well, this is a new person. Why is this still happening? That's karma. Same frequency, same station. You're like, but okay, you know, it's just like you tuning into sports stations, and it's got, you know, all of them, like, okay, you know, I'm kind of tired of this. This is all a whole bunch of channels, sports stations, all together. And it's the sports channels. All sports channels usually clump together on cable, so you expect that to happen. You know, and that's the same thing, the frequency. You're like, okay, well, I go to another channel, it's still sports. I go to another channel, it's still sports. If I go to another channel, that's because you're still in that frequency band. You got to get out of the channels of 1,000. You know, 1,000 to 2,000 in sports. You know, once you get out of that, then you're home free. Then you got a lot of Lifetime, you know, Hallmark stations or whatever like that. But you got to change the channel. You got to keep on getting until you get out that width and band. The same thing when we talk about frequency. The same thing when you're talking about karma. Same energy that's being exchanged there because of a certain way, a pattern, a theme that you keep on continuously do. That's what karma is. And so with that karmic comes along, they're still doing, linking in or zooming in on that same wavelength and band with, as far as you dealing or connecting or how you solve things or how you connect to people. They're on that frequency until you healed or you change to do something different. And that is why, again, you can say, well, I'm a divine whatever that you identify with. I can't be a karmic. No, you can't if you have not mastered that frequency through karma. That's why in some ways people look at it and say, well, you know, you reap what you sow, or you put out there, it comes right back to you. Yeah, because if you're still resonating in that same frequency, yes, it's going to still continuously happen. So that's why when we're talking about the spaces about that, about the karmics and stuff like that, you have to kind of, again, let that person kind of go until they get tired of saying, you know what, this frequency and this way of me doing things and me still staying in these patterns is still keeping me in this karmic flow. And I got to go. Matter of fact, I got to look for the dough because I don't want it no more. You know, so that's it. So that is the way in which, when you're talking about karmics, yes, again, that's pretty much what it is. And so yes, we too can, about the narcissistic and the ways and whatever like that. Yes, that does happen. But again, I had to remind you again, I feel like, again, here we go with this, I'm better and you're another kind of way. And I want you to understand that, again, back to it again, that somewhere, somebody as divine as you think you are, as twin flame as you are, somebody is talking about you and saying you probably their karmic. Okay? All right, that is the end of my pearls of wisdom. I got one more to go, and that'll be it. All right, there, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. I'm going to go. Love you. Until next time.